Oh yes, Connor, you know something that is happening today?
What?
I just hit 20 herb lore.
Hey,
Hey, level get.
I just got that lamp out of my inventory, finally.
I'm so proud of you.
It's been 84 years. Welcome back to Cape Quest, everyone. So, we're going to pick up right where we left off last time, though I will be skipping us past all of the grinding that we did off stream to get the 6 full sets of ham gear that we need for the next quest, because we needed one for each of us, and one for an NPC we'll have along the way. Of course, we didn't find out till later that after you actually start the quest we're going to be doing, that the drop rates for the ham gear actually goes up quite a bit, but once we found that out, we reacted with all the subtlety and grace that you've come to expect from us. The quest begins with the cave goblins asking us to show an agent of theirs around the outside world. So we meet Zanik in the Lumbridge Castle cellar, and she's very excited to see what the world above looks like. I just noticed something here in the guide that's kind of funny. It says to go up to the first floor of Lumbridge Castle. Apparently the guide is also British.
Incredible.
No.
What's your favorite number, guys? Mine is ground.
Oh, what a coincidence, mine too.
I mean, every single culture on Earth has weird things when it comes to that. Like how U.S. buildings just don't add 13th floors onto anything.
I hate it.
I mean, Japan does the exact same thing with 4th floors.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. Obviously, they haven't had the chance to go to Japan and find out, but
It just had me skip the step to talk to the cook.
yeah, I also didn't have to talk to the cook.
I'm gonna talk to him just to be safe.
That's fair.
Sorry, guys, I need a minute. You ever get sent a shit post so bad that all higher processes in your brain just stop?
Yes, I have definitely had that happen to me before.
I'm pretty sure I've done that to you before now that I think about it.
You certainly have. While we're showing Zanik around the town, we take her to see Father Eric, and at the mention of gods, she gets rather angry. I suppose, given the Dorgashoon's history, that is rather understandable. I mean, I don't know how most characters would feel if their god decided to send them into fruitless battle after fruitless battle just for the sake of fighting. And she also wants to talk to a surface goblin, and that goes about as well as you would expect. Oh, that Zanik is trying to reach the goblin.
Huh. Uh-huh.
So,
I got mine to
how...
work. If you just walk far enough away, she should just
I have an answer.
teleport to you. But
You see,
Murder the goblin.
I was gonna say, you say that, Connor, but,
There you go,
that,
buddy.
that did fix it, oddly enough.
Murder!
Why did
Yep.
that fix it?
You have a problem? Just hit it. Problem will either be solved or you'll have a new problem.
And very disappointed to find out that, not... most goblins are not like the Dorgashoon.
I
Is
love
this
how
entire
if you
quest chain just us disappointing a curious child.
Basically, yes.
yeah, and if you haven't done Tears of Guthix, then the part your guys are about to get to makes no sense.
After we take her around to every place in Lumbridge that she wanted to see, Zanik decides it's time to tell us about how she got that strange mark on her forehead.
Ah, yes, my favorite part of the quest. Seeing Zanik in ham gear.
Yes.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
So, for context of this cutscene, I imagine you're probably in the middle of watching, Alex. The Tears of Guthix is a weekly minigame you can do, where you tell the snake a story and get to do a little minigame that gives you experience in your lowest level skill.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty okay.
It actually gives really good experience, and it takes like 5 minutes. So
Nice. What unlocks it?
There's
Tears.
a Tears of Guthix quest. And to continue on from my past self's explanation, the reason that Zanik has that mark on her head is one day after drinking a bowl of the Tears of Guthix, it appeared, and the snake Juna told her that she's been marked for some great purpose. She doesn't know what that is, Juna doesn't know what that is, and, well, something tells me we may be finding out a bit more about that later. For now, Zanik dons that second set of ham robes that we stole, and it's time to go check out the ham hideout. I don't think this is a good idea, but it's what Zanik wants, so it's what we're gonna do.
That was the shitpost that broke me earlier, if anyone was curious.
Oh no.
Oh, New Vegas.
I need
Never
to
expect-
actually, sit down and play New Vegas.
Yes, you do. It's so good.
Because I've started it a few times, and I never get very far. Also, I love how we just walk right up to the ham leader and are like, hey, do you have any plans for these cave goblin things that just showed up? And rather helpfully, the leader of Ham does tell us that they have a plan for the cave goblins, but he won't tell us what it is. Fortunately, though, Zanik spots a trapdoor in the room, and, well, we might as well check that out and see where it goes. Down the trapdoor, we find what appear to be some ham storerooms, which are being patrolled by some guards that we probably shouldn't let know we're here. Fortunately, though, Zanik turns out to be a rather talented shot with a crossbow, and we quickly dispatch the ham guards. I would say that maybe this is a little brutal, but given what they're about to do in a minute or so, it's probably justified.
Oh no, Sonic just murdered a man.
I know.
Sure did.
And that won't even be the last one.
Oh my goodness.
Not even close. At least I think this one is the quest that gives you the ability to raid the ham storerooms.
It does.
Yes, it does. Really a misnomer, though. There's not a bit of ham in here.
Isn't shooting people in the back wrong? Why any more so than shooting them in the front?
With all the ham guards out of the way, we're able to listen at the door to the secret ham leadership meeting room. But unfortunately for us, we're paying a little bit too much attention to that and get ambushed by one of the guards, and we wake up in the prison cell, but Zanik is nowhere to be seen. I'm sure this is fine. Just totally fine. Making our way outside, we do in fact find Zanik's dead body lying on the ground, but we'd notice that her mark is glowing. This is strange, and of course Zanik never did manage to live up to that grand purpose that she was marked for, so I think it's time to take Zanik to see Juna, and see if we can get to the bottom of this. And yeah,
wait.
hopefully this all works out.
Oh wait, Zanik's a girl.
Yes.
Did not realize that.
How could you not tell? She's so obviously. Yeah, man. I thought Zanik was a he for a long time.
Is that what sexual dimorphism in goblins looked like? The girls just all have anime eyes?
No, because the male cave goblins also have anime eyes.
True.
Cave goblins are just supremely anime.
Getting to Juna requires going through the Lumbridge Swamp Dungeon, a terrible place that I actively avoid going to as much as possible. The main reasons are two things. The first is that it's full of Slayer enemies that I don't have the Slayer level to kill or the gear to handle, so very good chance that I'll take a lot of damage going through there. And the second is the nature of the dungeon itself. So it's a cave, which means I need a light source. But it's also got some rocks you have to hop across, and if you fail, with the light source that I have, there's a chance that it breaks entirely, just leaving you with an extinguished candle. You can't stay in the dark, because then you start taking rapid damage from the environment, but in this one dungeon, having an unprotected flame is a horrible idea, because there's a chance it will just blow up and hit you for massive damage. It's just a no-win situation either way.
You're gonna have to hop over a rock at some point, and there's a solid chance you just fall. If you fall into water, and it'll put your light source out, so make sure you have a tinderbox.
Yeah, because you will start taking rapid damage. I love it. Tell me a story. Zanik is dead! As you might imagine, Juna is rather concerned about the information that Zanik is dead. As an agent of the balance, she thinks it's important that Zanik fulfills the task that she's been given, and her dying prematurely obviously interferes with that. So, while we haven't actually helped Juna out during the Tears of Guthix quest, she does make an exception to allow us in the hopes that by gathering the tears, we'll be able to do something about Zanik's current condition. I didn't realize that RuneLight had a Tears of Guthix timer. This is super handy.
Oh, neat.
That's so nice.
Because normally you just kind of have to guess, but knowing when to click off of it so you don't start gathering green tears by accident is super handy.
Can these hands stop grabbing me through the walls? Why are there level 99 frogs?
Oh.
Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's just because this is a dungeon, so there are high-level enemies in here. They sure did, Zanik. You were dead for a solid 3 minutes. With Zanik alive, she can finally share with us the information that she overheard while we were listening at the door. Turns out that Ham's big plan this time is to drill a hole between the Cave Goblin tunnels and the Watermill cellar so that the, as they put it, mighty River Lum can flood through the tunnels and wash away the goblins. A river, may I remind you, that looks a little something like this. Obviously, we don't want this to happen, no matter what the result would be, so it's time for us to break into the worksite and put a stop to Sigmund's evil plan, hopefully once and for all. Goodbye, level 99 frogs. You will be missed.
I'm so glad you're not aggressive.
Really, though. For the Lumbridge Swamp Dungeon, is there any real reason to come down there if you're not specifically going after some of the Slayer monsters?
No. Especially since, Wow, Guthix Sleeps isn't in the game.
Oh yeah, that's fair, so you don't have tormented demons.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the risk of spoiling a, 14-year-old quest?
Uh-huh.
You know, he's alive in this version of the game.
Yup. Thankfully. Everything with the RuneScape story started going bad as soon as they killed him.
Which is weird, because apparently that's widely considered one of the best quests, but yeah, it kind of does feel like that was where the story started going downhill.
Because that was The World Wakes, right?
Yeah, they followed that one up with The World Wakes, and the switch to all the 6th Age quests. Some of those are good.
Yeah. I just don't like the pacing of the game, because you can do a lot of those 6th Age quests from level 1. And they're running around calling you the World Guardian, and it doesn't make any sense.
One of the many quirks of life is that if you look like you're supposed to be somewhere, people usually won't question you. So with some ham robes and by grabbing a crate of supplies, we're able to sneak into the watermill cellar no problem. Which means it's time for our showdown with Sigmund. Like all good Saturday morning cartoon villains, Sigmund escapes at the last second, but his plans are foiled and we're able to destroy the machine before it can do any serious damage. With everything done, we report back to the Cave Goblin leaders, and in recognition of our service, they do grant us access to their city of Dorgesh Khan. And for now, this is quest complete, though I have a feeling we'll be seeing Sigmund again someday. Of course, in a completely unrelated incident, we helped a weird old man increase his bone collection, but that was about as interesting as that description sounds and really not worth mentioning, so I think we're going to end things here for today. Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure with the Cave Goblins for a second time. One of these days we'll beat Sigmund for good, and then he'll be out of our hair, and hopefully Ham will just go away, because quite frankly they are very annoying. Of course, if you want to see if that's going to happen, you can catch us every Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time on my Twitch channel, where we're playing through all of these quests live. We are quite a bit ahead at this point, but there's always something fun to check out, so be sure to swing by. And be sure to tune in next time when we finally manage to make up for destroying the dwarf statues so long ago. Hopefully they'll find it in their hearts to forgive us. Anyway, thank you again for watching this video. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you have a great week, and I will catch you in the next one.